Hi, we're just a tad bit excited here. We're going to use our new Small World paper and ephemera collection and our patches for this new mini book. Of course, zip dry. Probably the only glue I use when I'm making my mini books. It's one of the best for paper crafts, and if you're going to use it for something that's going to be handled a lot or is going to be exposed, zip dry is going to be your best friend. So I put zip dry on, then I kind of put my paper on and slide it over, because if you put your glue too close to the edge and then you push it down, sometimes it oozes out on the side, and not a good look for paper, you know? So I tend to put it kind of in the middle. You'll see me do it again. So I kind of fill it up in the middle, you know, as close as I can, as close as I can. With zip dry, you don't need a ton. Like I said, it's one of the best glues when you're doing paper crafting, making book covers. I place my paper on, and then I just kind of squish it around a little bit. And then I just seal it shut like that. It's literally all you need, and it's going to dry quickly, hence the name zip dry. So I'm just going to put all of my papers on the chipboard cover. Now, the papers that we have in our new paper pad, it's 6x6. This book is 6x3, so it was perfect. I only used a few sheets. I was able to cut it, and the paper is double-sided, so you can kind of play around and see which one you want to use. There I go, slipping it into place and just lining it up, making sure it's covered, and then I give it a good squeeze. And then I saved you the expense of watching me do each paper in real time. So here I go, just gluing the front and backs of the chipboard. And we're good to go. So now I'm just making sure they're all okay. I pulled some stuff. I'm just going to put it in order as to how I want it and where I want the placement in my book. It's kind of no rhyme or reason. I just go through and see kind of what colors don't really clash too much, and then I place it. On my little envelopes right there, sometimes I decide to put the back side as the cover and then the front side of the envelope as the back. But on this one, I kind of like the Bambi, so I'm going to use it as the front. And then I'm using a playing card from the deck of cards I bought at Walt Disney World on my last trip in February. So it looks good to go. I kind of just gave it a good little look. I went and I used my cinch and I punched the holes, but look, I didn't make sure that all of the envelopes were to the edge. So I kind of messed that one up. So I was kind of bummed, but I was determined to make it work. So I am using my coil. I'm just placing everything in there. Using my cinch now because I'm going to close it, but I know once I close it, that envelope is not going to stay in place. So I went and I got my little reinforcers. I thought I would just make my own little holes for that. I didn't want to lose it. It looks kind of silly, but I'm like okay with it. It's not that big of a deal. I could have kind of probably went over it with washi tape and then punched it again too, but I was okay with it. So I put everything in my cinch, lined it up, put the coils in there, and then you just close it, and that's what, or you push down, and that's what closes the coil shut. Then you bring your back cover back to the front, and you're good to go. So just kind of going over everything. That envelope will bother me, but I'll get over it soon enough. So I'm just making sure everything looks okay. Yep. Perfect. Card, envelope, last page. Done. So now it's basically time to decorate now. So I forgot I had a little paper, but I didn't want to punch it in the envelope because then it would have holes and it wouldn't be able to come out. So I just had to remember right now to put it in there. That's what I'll do some journaling on. You guys know I like to hide my journaling. And then I'm just going to pull some stickers just to see what colors will match. You know, I love my labels. So I'm just pulling stuff. I just finished printing my pictures off of my Canon Selfie. These are from the last trip I went with some of my girlfriends. And we were all kind of wearing bright colored clothes, so I thought it would be perfect for this mini book. If you guys haven't used the Canon Selphy, it's probably the best picture quality on the market for little personal photo printers. It uses ink, so it's not a heat one, it's actual ink, so your pictures are going to last longer and they're more vibrant. So I go ahead in my Pick app and I arrange how many pictures and what size I need them on one 4x6 just to get the most out of my each print, and then I just cut them out. So I'm doing that right now. I am no professional cutter, so they're not going to be perfect, but I'm okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out each picture. Sometimes I do like the photo strips too, but this time I wanted each one to have its own page. So here I go. I wish I can cut that fast. First page. Now I'm just going to go through and kind of place them where I think it'll match. I love putting pictures in the little envelope. And that one matched perfect there. Debated putting a picture on like that little card, but it would cover the whole thing. So here I'm just trying to figure out where each one should go. And I knew I had printed that one that way so I could slip it in there. So perfect. So now I just need to go and decorate everything. Like I said, I love putting pictures inside that little coin envelope. One of the reasons why I use them. It's perfect. I know the size. Good to go. So now I'm just pulling some little ephemera, some tags, some chipboard things, some stickers, just to see what to use. Now this is our new ephemera that coordinates with our Happy World paper pad. It's great. The colors are fabulous. I'm just loving it. So right now I'm just kind of picking what I should use with it, what will coordinate. Now one of the beautiful things about our ephemera packs is we try to make the packaging cute so you could use it everywhere. You know, it's sustainable. We want you not to just toss it and be like, oh, this is just a package. You could literally use the packaging when you're done. So if you cut off the title part of the packaging, it's going to be great because that's like a perfect image. Or you could even cut the little images out from the back. So we're hoping that you use the whole packaging, and even the plastic little bag that it comes in, you could always use that as a tip in your book too, or as a shaker card or what have you, and put things in it that move. So we're hoping you're using all of your packaging, especially with our goods. That's why they're designed like that. So I'm kind of just picking what colors I think will look good on the pictures that we have. We're on to our second ephemera pack. This is a new one. And here I am again, looking at the back. Kind of know what I want to use from this pack, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab it. And like I said, don't forget, use the packaging. Use it. It's too cute not to. So use it up. So I'm just picking out, like I said, I love how we print the items on the back so we could use them as reference. So you're not like, God, I wonder what's in here. You know exactly what's in here. There might be, you know, doubles or something, but at least it's printed once in there, so you know. So I'm kind of just deciding what to use, and I picked my few things from that one. And then now it's time to decorate a little bit more. Oh, and I always like to put my pieces back into the packaging they belong, so when I'm working next time I can just pull it and know. So here I go, ready to decorate. You guys know I always want to use a label, right? I'm obsessed with sticker labels, so I always try. I don't always, but I try. Okay, I'm using my adhesive. I'm just going to stick it on the back, placing it on the picture. And then I'm going to just start layering. This tag is super cute. It's like a chipboard tag. I know it's from Studio Calico. And then that's our little ephemera sun that I'm going to put on there. And then in a second, I'm going to use some stickers that are fairly old, but I believe in either using it or giving it to somebody that will use it. So these clear stickers, I want to say they're from Simple Stories. And I think I'm right about that. I think they're from Simple Stories. I love that they're clear because if you're an OG memory keeper or scrapbooker, you'll remember back in the day the rub-ons, and it gives me rub-on vibes where you just used to rub it on anything. And because it's clear, it reminds me of that. So I actually really, really, really like that. So I'm just going to put it right there on the tag. And then I'll go back and probably journal or do the date stamp on that when I'm done. But I love these clear stickers. Give me a clear sticker anytime. Now these puffy stickers are from Paper Person, and they've come in handy just for little doodad things too, just for dimension. And I love layering in dimension, so that was perfect. Now here, the paper's yellow, so I'm trying to just break up the colors a little bit to have the picture stand out somewhat. And I want to say that big die cut I'm using is Studio Calico as well. I just love the color though, and I love the starburst, like star cut out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it on there. You guys, if you ever go to Disney, utilize those PhotoPass photographer, because if you're not asking someone to take your picture or setting up your own little, phone with the timer and blah, 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 it's like the only way to get pictures with you all in it. So utilize them. So now I'm just wanting to bring in some color. So I thought that little half moon rainbow die cut was perfect. And I had to use the label. I hadn't used the label yet, so I had to use one. So lots of times before I actually put it on the paper, you'll see me arrange it in my hand like that. I'm living on the edge because I probably should do it on the paper, but I do it in my hand. And there it goes. I think it just brings some balance to that because I have something on top. Now I have something on the bottom. And then I'm going to see what sticker phrase I could use. Me go into those clear stickers again. And it's perfect. It's just bold and it stands out. So I can't say enough about those clear stickers. So now I'm going to just add a little bit of dimension. These little stars, starburst, or sparkles, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. They're from our ephemera pack too. And I wish actually I just made a whole pack of them because I am obsessed with the little starbursts. I could probably use them on everything. Oh, see. Now I'm just trying to, of course I got distracted by the envelope, the coin envelope on the opposite page. Not even finished with the one I'm working on, but I'm like, hey, maybe this will work. So now I'm going to try to add the little starburst onto that bottom just to find balance. And if I'm putting a title right there, not even a title but a phrase, I kind of want to draw your eye to it. So that's the whole reason. And like I said, I could use these little sparkle starburst thingies on probably everything I make. I love them. And I don't know why I took up so much time to decide where to put it, but you know. And then I probably am going to go in for a little dimension. So a puffy sticker to the rescue. And again, it's just like a little starburst. These ones are a puffy starburst though. Perfect. Okay, so now I put that picture inside of that envelope. So I just kind of am thinking, I should put something there to draw your eye to it so you remember that something's in it. Like, open me, something's in here. So I'm just trying to decide how to do that. So I'm thinking I'm going to put that little tab on the photo so it has an easy way to pull it in and out. And I decided that it's a great idea. Again, that's probably from a Studio Calico kit. For years and years and years, I would get, I believe it was a Documenter kit. And I just stopped it recently, like in January, because I have years of goodies that I need to use up before I could buy any more and allow myself to let any more accumulate in my room. So I'm using what I have. So I go ahead and I tuck that part in because I think I want the tab to stand out a little bit, and then my journal card right there will stand out. So I will remember, you know, there's something in there. It'll be interactive. You could pull it. Now these Mickey heads, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, Home Depot had a whole line of Disney paint. I'm talking back in the day, like it was a long time ago, and you could decorate your house like in the colors that Disney had. Well, I went to Home Depot and took like a million paint chips because each Disney paint color was on a paint chip. Oh, see, there's Home Depot, but with Mickey ears. So I took a million, like every color, and I cut the Mickey ears out. So now I just use them in random things, but I love them. And then I'm probably trying to figure out what puffy 3D thing I could use on here to add some dimension. But that's why using things that aren't the traditional, like just things that you would find at, you know, your paper crafting store is so genius, because that's at Home Depot. How cute is that? So here I go. I'm on this page of my friend Pamela. The colors are perfect because she was wearing pinks and light lavenders and like iridescent colors. So I thought this paper really brought out the colors in her outfit. I'm going to go ahead and put my adhesive on there, stick it on the page, and then I'll figure out what little doodads to put there. Now this little circle that you see me, I'm putting adhesive on and then it's coming right off, and I'm like, wait a minute, because I didn't even notice it was a sticker chipboard. So it says Stay Wonderful on it. It's another item from Studio Calico, and I thought it would just be perfect. So because I put something on top, I got to balance that out and put something that draws your eye to the bottom too. So right now I'm just trying to figure out what. Now this little die cut I'm kind of playing around with. It says This Moment on it, and I thought it would be really cute. I also love that tag I'm playing around with. It has some hearts on it. So I thought the contrast was really cute, and it still brought out the colors from the paper, so it's perfect. Now I brought my little fascinator out. It's just a little tiny stapler. I love to use it though. It could be any brand. The one I have is Heidi Swapp, but I've seen, I mean, everyone has one, so just pick the cheapest, the least expensive one and get it. I think my friend Vicky gifted that fastener to me, gosh, a couple years ago. So I'm placing that right on the bottom, just like I said, to bring some balance to the page. And then I'll just add some things on top of that because I still think it's a little flat, so it needs a little dimension. So I reached for my 3D puffy stickers. And because literally who took that picture was, I believe, the Photo Pascal, kind of followed us down Main Street. And she was like, you guys look great. I'm just going to take pictures where you want to. And she took some amazing pictures of us. So I thought it'd be cute to use the little Polaroid 3D stickers right there. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to probably use some little sparkle 3Ds for dimension. Yep. And those are perfect. Just adds a little something something. And that page, I'll call it done. Do I call it done? I go back because you know me, I have to go back. I found something, so, and it has an arrow on it, kind of like pointing, so then it'll just kind of direct you to to look at what it's pointing at, and then you'll be able to pull that little picture out right there. So little call to action die cut, that was perfect. Now I skip over the card and the other coin envelope because I want to work on that picture of my friend Jackie. Now she had a really cute outfit on as well, so I was trying to bring out the colors from the background, things that will stand out. So I thought this was a fun little combination I put together. And sometimes, like I said, because I put it together in my hand, I just kind of hold it together and put the glue on it right then and there, so then I don't put it down and then go, how did I do that again? And it works for me. So I went ahead and put the adhesive on without putting it back on the page. In my hand, I put her picture down. And sometimes you'll see me not gluing the edges of the pictures until the very end because I don't trust myself. I always want to put something in back of it, or I'll put something over it, so you never know. So this one, of course, I was like, it needs a little something. I didn't want to cover the Coca-Cola little sign right there because the colors were too cute. So I went and thought, you know what, I'll just slide it in the back. And I love how it's going to hang off the page like it's too big. I love that because in a junk journal, things are just supposed to be not the right size. It's supposed to be quirky, and I love it. And then I'm thinking I'll put my journal tag inside the little coin envelope right here. So I'm going to just put my tags in there now, so then I can go back and add the journaling to it. I'll do the date stamp. I'll put some fun little stickers and titles, and then that'll be good. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'll have it sticking out a little bit. And then it'll be good. And I wanted to use that flower so bad, but it just didn't go with anything at the moment. And then I had to add a clear sticker. So I picked a cute little saying. And I went ahead and put that down. Now the little ticket die cut says good stuff from today, and then the sticker says smile, click, gotcha. And then I go back and just make sure, because I don't want to add too much. And so I decide, you know what, this could do with one more sticker on the top. The sayings on the sticker sheet were just too cute. I knew I had to use them. So that one says, this moment. And then on the bottom one, it says, we are here. So I thought that was perfect. And then just showing you how that's going to come out, the little tab. Super cute. And then I'll journal on that other card in there. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. And then I wanted to use that die cut so bad. I just didn't know where I wanted to use it yet. And now it's time for the cover. So usually the covers come really easy to me, and I love a lot of contrast, but for this one I actually wanted it to blend a little bit more. So I was trying to use colors that didn't stick out as much. So this is how basically I just kind of make my cover. Like I just kind of throw it on there and see, will it go? Will it go? And this one, I probably am going to make another one. I'm going with my girlfriends to Disneyland again on Friday. And I know one of them's going to wear the cutest pink outfit. So I'm hoping I could take more pictures of us and do a whole nother album and get more, Pinky and Iridescent because it's the 100th, and go a little bit more to town. This one, I made it really quick, and I was so excited to use everything, and I love it, but I kind of wanted to use more iridescent ones on the next one. So the next cover will be very like bam. But this one I just love. I absolutely love it. Again, I'm using the die cuts from our new ephemera kit, and I'm just kind of placing things on there. I wanted to use those little starbursts because, like I already told you guys, I love them. And I My friend Vicky again gifted me like a bag of, or an envelope of like goodies, and they had these little Mickey velvet buttons in them, like flat back ones, and I've been using them on everything. I'm slowly running out and I'm so sad. But I knew I wanted to use a few of those. I pulled some buttons out. I love making the front cover chunky, like adding some real big 3D dimension to it. That's what I'm all about on my front covers, because when I put them up on my shelf or where I house them, I love them to stand out. And the more eye-catching, the better to me. So I'm kind of just placing, and you can't really tell the detail of the buttons, but the buttons are very sparkly. They have like a glitter to them. And I'm just trying to arrange to see, you know, where I kind of want everything to go. Now, I spared you that in real time, but it didn't take long after that to figure out where everything needed to go. And I'm so excited because I pulled out the patches that I collaborated with Pamela from Stitch It To Me to make these patches for this collection, and she just knocked it out of the park completely. So I knew I had to use one on the front cover, and it was just perfect. It's exactly what the cover needed. I could not be more happier. Look, even the patch is glittery. You can't really tell, I'm not giving it justice, but it's just so gorgeous. So now that the front cover is done, I know I need to add some fluff to the side. Now, right next to me, literally I just had to like, you know, barely even move over my hand a little bit, was the pom-pom ribbon that I'm trying to put in there. I usually use a really thin one that I have, and the little balls are smaller, but I wanted this one to be like just so over the top chunky. So I'm trying to weave it through the coils, which I eventually get done. And then I want to use these little flags, because I think the flags are like semi-iconic, you know, too, on the ride. Like there's always the little pennants and the little flags. And these are also from Stitch It To Me. And I knew I wanted to use those somehow on the cover. I didn't want to glue it down and make it permanent, but I wanted it to be on my cover somehow. So I'm thinking I was going to just weave it through the ribbon, and then I'm like, no, I'm going to put it in the coil so then it always stays there when you're opening the book and it's not moving. So I go ahead and I get some really good, because there's good and there's not so good twine. This one's my good thick twine, and it's pink, so it's perfect. And I want to use it to adhere it to the coil of the book. So, you know me, I have to kind of clean up as I go. So I had to put that away. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it out, and I'm going to tie it to the actual coil. So it's just going to move every time. Well, it's going to stay there, but each time you move the page, it will just move along the coil as well. So you'll see me kind of just pulling it through that coil right there. My fingers are too fat to do that, so I had to do a little surgery and use the tweezers. And then I'm just going to go around the pennant twice, I believe, just so it will stay intact and not kind of move around. And I do it. And so now it's kind of secured on there. And if I wanted to, I could add a little zip tie and kind of glue it to, you know, the pom-poms or what have you, but it's just too perfect. I mean, look at it. So good. It's exactly what it needed. And that's the book. That's my front cover. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.